Well, good afternoon. It's Monday, and today is the last day of our fall-winter series of my fall garden and my winter garden. Today, we're definitely in transition, so I don't have very much of a video for you today. I don't have a ton of stuff to share, you know, because we're in between seasons right now. So I've done some cleanup, and I'm going to show you the seedlings and kind of give you an idea of where we're going from there. Over here in the salad garden, you can see that I've done quite a bit of thinning out, and my husband and I are talking, and we really want to get familiar with starting to learn how to collect seeds. So a couple of these lettuces over here are bolting. This is also the cilantro starting to bolt. It's got this new fuzzy stuff up here. It's a sign that it's gonna bolt. Bolting is when the plant is going to seed because that's its job, you know, and that's its goal in life, is to go all the way to the end of its cycle and reproduce itself via seed. If you'll see in here, I've taken like one or two. See this over here, this one's getting ready to bolt too. It's got that strong middle stalk coming up there. And so I'm gonna let this bolt, and I'm gonna let a couple of these bolt in here just for the purpose of learning to collect seed from them. This celery, if you can see it, is just awesome. And, you know, it's not super thick, wide, you know, but it's very tall. So I'm going to have to find something to do with celery because this could bolt also. The strawberries are just doing great. They've got all kinds of little flowers and runners coming out. That's what that is. So we haven't got this replanted, but it's on my list for this week. I did get some good cuts taken off the collard greens, so this is either going to encourage them to jump up and grow some more or not. The mustards are finally getting a little bit more growth to them. I just don't know how well they're going to do in the next couple weeks as we get warmer and warmer here in Arizona. So this cabbage here, there's something hard in there, but I don't know what it really is. But it's going to get to hang out a little bit more. These broccoli side shoots are really looking nice, but I'm probably going to let them go to flower for the bees. And this crazy old cabbage over here, there's nothing hard in there. So this is almost a total fail, and we're just going to have to find something to do with the leaves. Last week I planted a lot of flowers. Put flowers all in through here, a blend of cosmos and different kinds of sunflowers just to see how they'll do in this shady area. So nothing new going on there. But over here where the other flowers are, I tucked in some more surprises there too, and we've got a couple of fun things happening over here. Check this out. See that? That's the calendula getting ready to bloom. So that's awesome. And there's another bloom head right there. So lots of pretty fun things going on. Yesterday I was pulling these plants out right here. Then someone on Instagram let me know that they are a flower. So I'm going to leave the rest of those. But lots of beautiful action going on. A lot of my cosmos here are dying back, but they're getting ready to drop all those seeds. We still got lots of happy bees over here in the broccoli, and they're just loving life right now. Now, we did quite a bit of cleanup over here, and I got all the dead looking peas pulled out. This one is still got a lot of nice peas on it, and it's really green, so I'm leaving it. And I cut down this cauliflower. Oh, look at how big that cauliflower is getting. My husband and I were just talking about how at a farm he goes out to, they let this go to flower. So I'm kind of on the fence. I'm a little curious to see what a cauliflower looks like when it's got its flowers going on, and he said it was really cool looking. So I don't know, we might just let that bloom out to flower just to check it out. Because otherwise the bed is pretty well cleaned up for what we're going to be putting in it next, which is pretty sure is going to be squashes. And here's that spinach if you've been missing it. This was the spinach that was full of carrots, and it hasn't looked that happy kind of between the hail, and it's almost like it misses the carrots. but there's that guy. These flowers here are just still doing their same magic. I can't decide. I feel like these are easy to pull up, and I'm getting mixed reviews on what they possibly are. Some people said they're terribly invasive. Some people think they're flowers. So right now, I'm just gonna kind of let them be and give them another week and see what happens. There is kind of something going on cool with the Brussels sprouts now. I'm just concerned that it's gonna be almost too late, depending on how the weather goes. If you get down in here really low, you can kind of see that there's little nubs forming down there, and those nubs are what will be the Brussels sprouts. But like I said, I just don't know if they're gonna get themselves formed before the plant starts bolting. And I did come over here and just give the kale a rough trim, which did actually make it bounce up some, and I cleaned up my soil a little bit. Oh, back here I planted tons of calendula too, so we should start to see lots of green coming back up over here. And then I wanted to get in here and see if this, yep, see that borage, I don't know if you can tell down there, but it's getting some flower heads on it too. And this calendula, it doesn't have a head yet. And the nasturtiums are kind of slowly coming back. My husband keeps trying to tell me that that borage is a weed, but then I showed him a picture with some flowers on it, and he's like, oh, maybe it's not a weed. Okay, so now we're gonna check out my seedlings. I did an inventory the other day, and I'm doing pretty good as far as survivors go, but I still got more seeds going just in case I have any fallout. This right here, these are Cherokee purples, and these are like my big, doing the best out of everybody. So I've got like 2 or 3 of those, and I've got 4 or 5 Ace 55s. I've got a couple of Anaheims that are just doing really awesome. So I'm gonna give all of this about 1 more week in its cups, let it warm up a little bit more outside, and then we'll start moving, especially these bigger guys, over into their final destination of their 5-gallon bucket to get growing for the season. I discovered that it's gonna be a little bit longer process on my seeds that I'm germinating, just because my heating pad is one of those safety ones, so it kicks off every hour. And I've tried to use my little space heater, but it doesn't seem to be getting them as warm as I would like, so I'm just trying to keep a routine of coming down here and turning it on, but we'll take a little peek. So down here, we've got a ton of seeds in there, if you can see, and we're just keeping them warm. I'm hoping that by the end of the week, most of those seeds, or some of them, are germinated, and then I'm gonna slowly start moving them into, some of them into some little peat cups that I got at the dollar store, and some of them I'm gonna kind of slowly start direct sowing out here to give them a little jump start. But I really want the soil temperatures to be more consistent towards the 50s and the 60s, and I just don't think we're there yet. But thank you so much for sticking in with me and jumping in and out as we did our fall garden. Like I said, this is the last video of our 2018-2019 fall and winter garden, and we're gangbusters excited about getting into our spring and summer. So next week we're gonna start planting, and so if you've got some time, definitely come back around and check us out and see what we've got going on for the spring and summer. And until then, I hope you have the best day ever.